Video is for like beginners, so this video is gonna be long than expected because this is like the first time beginners who ever doing this. This is I ran into a lot of mistakes. Well, not mistakes, but I ran into not even a lot. I ran into some problems. So this video will show you what you may encounter when changing out your spark plugs and how to avoid it. First thing first, I don't know if this got to do anything, but I disconnect the negative battery terminal. You probably don't have to, but when it comes to working with doing anything with electrical, I always unplug the negative terminal. Now, if you are a legit mechanic, you can watch this video and probably tell me like what I could have did better or explained better. Because this is all about improving myself and help better other people's lives as well. So if you're a mechanic, you leave comments down in the comment section and let me know what I could have did better, or yeah, just anything that's informational to help anybody else who looking to change out their spark plugs on the 2010 Chevy Impala. So this is it right here. That's what it looks like. Yeah, you will want to invest in this just in case you do lose a spark plug. But it did. I bought me a magnet socket, and what had happened was, by me pulling it out, I accidentally somehow pulled the spark plug out and it dropped. But it dropped right there to where you screw it in there, so it was easy to find. And later on in the video I'll show you how I found it. Watch, because I ran into some problems while doing this, and I show you how I came up with the solution to the problem. And that was that's why I wanted to separate myself from the other YouTube channels, because some people, they'll tell you how to do it and the video be short, which is sweet, but when they encounter a problem, most don't tell you how to come up with a solution to the problem that they came up with or that you may run into. So with me, the reason my video is gonna be so long is because I'm giving like the beginner just the very basics, the walkthrough, holding your hand throughout the whole video. So yeah, for me, following my rules, like if you got the money to replace a part like the cable, for instance, you'll go ahead and do it, because your car will could potentially last like mine. Hold on, let me get to the mileage. And that's what it is. I don't know why it's flickering like that. I guess most videos do that, but you can see it, 300,000 348 miles, and it's still going. There we go. And it's still going. So kudos to me for being in that Diamond membership club with 300,000 miles on my Chevy. But you gotta stop being cheap with your parts on your cars, even when it comes down to the tools you used to work on your car. And I work on my car to save money. So stuff like this, I don't know how much a mechanic will charge to do something like this, but to me it was saving money. I would say over 100. I just don't see them with parts and labor. Now the parts might not cost 100, but the labor, when that all adds up, because I think a mechanic is charging $75 an hour. Typically that's probably what they normally charge, $75 an hour. But it's like every little money I could save. So I spent, to do this myself, Oh, okay. So yeah, it would cost a lot more. So to do this myself, just for the parts alone, I paid close to $138. I bought 2 quarts of oil, so that don't count. That's $9 each. So 138 minus 18. So that's still over $100. But that's just over $100 in parts, which you're gonna have to pay anyway because you need them. Now you calculate that, add that with the time and labor for the mechanic to do it, then yeah, you looking at probably, I would guess like four. My number could be way off, but I would guess four. But that's $400. Well, that's $300 that I'm saving. Okay, so yeah. So my next one, sorry that taking so long. I might edit some of this out because I'm like most people, they just want you to get straight to the point. But I figure I add that little gem into it, won't hurt. Y'all can fast forward through that or whatever the case may be. But yeah, okay. So my next one is 3. So what I like to do, I just start at the bottom, the hardest part, and that's way in the back, like the back of the engine. And there's really no I would say good way to do it, a comfortable way. You just have to lay on top of the engine or whatever the case may be. Now sometimes these wires can be stubborn and very hard to come off, but that's why you gotta drink your protein and hit the gym, baby. Yeah. Nah, but yeah, sometimes they could be stubborn to come off. If you wanted to, I guess you can use pliers or anything to get it off. Make sure it's nothing that will cut the wire, because if you cut it, then you'll really, be having a rainy day. But like pliers or whatever to get a good grip on this part, not this part, because this part might just come straight out. I really don't know because I ain't did it before, but that's what I would guess if you just pulling on this part alone. So when I grab it, I try to wrap my hand like this and then hold on this part and pull simultaneously on both of them. Now I label both ends, and I usually have a marker that I mark it with, but I marked it with a pen, just a writing pen. So anything will help that if any water get on or whatever, it still won't come out. So that's what I did. I write like a kindergartner, but as long as you can understand, that's all that matters. So I got this part off, and I know I'm really just dumbing it down, because if you I guess is very skilled at this or whatever, then of course you could just fast forward. This is for the people who want to save money, who probably the first time ever changing spark plugs ever. So I'm really just going over the steps and taking my time trying to explain, making sure that they get it, because I'm all in for people saving money and not getting screwed over by mechanics. So feel the need to fast forward, whatever you got to do, skip to the end, because I'm normally the type that would really be done skip to the end of the video by now. But like I said, this is for the people that's probably like the first time doing it. So now I got this piece off. What I do is it's time to get the spark plug out. So I would take my 5/8 socket magnet. Please invest in this, because you do not want to lose your spark plug in the engine world. You will not. Well, I ain't gonna say will not, but it'll be hard to find. And the extra time just wasted. Yeah. So this piece I like to put on here, my magnet piece, my socket piece. So that way when I get to pulling it, the socket don't come out still. So you really gotta it's locked in until you release it from this. So this is a good way to make sure that you don't lose no pieces. And then of course the magnet to hold the spark plug. So like, that socket ain't going nowhere at all. And this piece, the measurement, I don't know. Oh, there you go, right there, 6 inches. So really, this part, trying to find the spark plug, this is, you just gonna have to find with your, go back to the high school days. You gotta find a hole. Hope you don't red flag me, y'all. I got a sense of humor, just a little bit. Everything that's going on in the world today, you know, a little laughter won't hurt. But yeah, so there's no real strategy or there's no real way on how to get it out. You just got to feel for the hole. Once you feel for the hole and find the spark plug that it done came out, then that's what I like to do. And then you'll get your tool, your socket, in your extension piece, 6 inches, and you just line it up with the spark plug. And it's automatic. That's another thing. So when it locks on, it automatically click on. Like it don't, like when you can turn it, and once it fit into that groove, the magnet sucks it in, so you ain't gotta keep messing with it. That's how you know that it's locked in. And then you just touch it on your wrench and get the screwing off. But let me get to it and try to find it, and I'll get back with y'all. Alright, so now that I got both of my pieces on there, you can see how the extension is sticking out. So now I just attach my wrench on there, and make sure you unscrew it the right way, you know. So how I like to do it, just to make sure, some people could just look at it and tell which way that, you know, which way is loosened and which way is tightened. Yeah, the universal code is lefty loosey, righty tighty. But for instance, when you standing in front of your engine and the part you're trying to screw is on the opposite side, then that method applies the other way, you know. So but how I would like to do it, just act like that I'm just screwing it on how it is in there. So, you know, turning it this way would be tighten it up, this way would be loosen, lefty loosey, righty tighty. But when you're standing on the, you know, front of it, and the part you're trying to screw is on the opposite side, then that method, you know, applies opposite. So I'm finna attach my wrench on there and unscrew it. And once I got it loosened up the way to where I can unscrew it by hand, then I just take that ratchet piece, wrench off, and just unscrew it with my hand. Or you can leave it on, whichever you prefer. But also I gotta let y'all know something, because I ran into a problem while trying to get this piece, and I'm pretty sure that some of y'all might run into the same problem, but it's no biggie. Just, it might seem like a big job at first, but not really. Okay, and that's the spark plug. Trying to focus in on it. Still kind of good, but bought some new ones. This is what my new spark plugs look like. Let's see if I get one. I got the AC Delcos. These was like, their receipt said I think $9 a piece or $10 a piece. But this is what they look when they brand new. Alright, so the problem that I came into, like I was telling y'all earlier, with me pulling out this part, this piece was still stuck on the this piece was still, oh, let me get focused. This piece was still stuck on the spark plug, so I couldn't get my socket down in there. And that's what I was telling y'all. Sometimes, you know, you might just can't help it and take that risk of pulling on the cable or the wire, and you know, it might come out successful. But yeah, this piece was on there. But what I did was I just had to feel for it. Well, I was going for that feeling of the spark plug, this piece. That's what I always wanted to feel. But when I didn't feel that, that's what was throwing me off. So then I got my flashlight on my phone and I recorded it and stuck it down how I'm doing it now. But I had my flashlight on too, and I was recording, looking in the back of my engine where that spark plug would be at, and I saw that this piece was still on there. So I just took some pliers, some Kleins, or you can get some channel locks or whatever, and had a good grip on it and pull it out. You will have to feel, ain't no other way to do it that I could come up with. Maybe y'all can, but yeah, I just had to feel with my hand and make sure that this was on there. Make sure I was grabbing the right thing and not no other cable, because you do have other cables back there that I really don't know what's the purpose of, but I know they're very important. And I'm not a mechanic, by disclaimer, I'm not a mechanic by any shape, form, or fashion. I'm a YouTube car guy. And with this one, see, just grab old spark plug, your new spark plug, and it just fits in the seat like that. Not going anywhere unless you want it to. So then, while I got it on here, you just have to feel for it and make sure you get it threaded. What I like to do is thread it by hand first and get it hand tight, as tight as I know, as tight as I can get it with my hand. And how you know that you got to assure like your cables is on there secure, you'll hear a click, or you'll feel a click when you press it down real tight. Sometimes your cables might come with some gel or something to put on them so they won't corrode, but I got the good brand, and it says on here, premium pre-grease OE style boots ensure secure fit and moisture tight seal. So if you getting the cheap brand, yours might come with a little gel packet, and how you use it, you'll just put it on this part of the cable, both ends of the cable, and well, you'll put it on this end because you can reach the connection better. But on the other end, for this end, what I did on my other cables, not these, I went ahead and put some grease on this one. So when this one goes inside there, you know, it's already greased or whatnot. So yeah, that's pretty much the same process for all the other cables. Make sure you're using the right size cable. The long cables goes over the engine, so don't use the short cables. Well, they wouldn't reach, so I don't think it's so right or wrong for the cables, because the short ones wouldn't reach over the engine anyway. So yeah, just repeat the steps. Yeah, and another thing, well, I got a few more things, But you also want to make sure that your cables is exactly the same length as you get it out the box. So you want to make sure all your cables match up to the same length, or sometimes it'll be probably shorter, probably like a half an inch shorter, or probably not even that. But don't freak out if it turns out to be like no more than a half an inch, just a little slight shorter or a little slight longer. You know, you can deal with that. So I got the back ones changed out, and now the easy part. I like to do the hard part first and then do the easy part last. Motivational quote: you do what's easy in life, your life will be hard. You do what's hard in life, your life will be easy. So right now you getting tips on how to change out spark plugs and motivational quotes. Woo woo. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video. And yeah, we gonna keep on pushing. See, prime example. Me pulling out this cable. Now sometimes in the back of the engine, I mean, you can't help but to tug on the wire and just hope for the best. But as you can see, when I was pulling out the old cable, that's what it was looking like in the back of the engine. That's the back spark plugs. So it's a good thing that happened. Now I can show the beginners, people that's first time was doing this, what I did was just took. Now it wasn't this easy. The reason why it's gonna be this easy right now is because of course it's in the front of the engine, so I can see it. It's easy to get to and all of that. But in the back of the engine, you know, it'll be a little tricky. So this part right here, no matter what you do or how hard you, let me see, how hard you push the socket on there, it will not latch. So I tried. It just gonna have to get you some channel locks or whatever the case might be, and take this little piece off. Now you ain't gonna worry about damaging because you got the new cable. So it's just this piece came off, the piece that was in the inside. So that's how that is. And now you can get to the spark plugs. And yes, I got a bad oil leak, but I get that. Now that I'll take it to a real mechanic, because I don't do all that taking the whole engine apart and all of that. So yeah. Alright, now that I got all of them changed out, all the spark plugs and cables, now it's time to put the clip back. Now see, these clips get old and brittle, so don't freak out if yours break, because look at mine. I had two of them that look like this, because they get so old and brittle. So you could just purchase some more at AutoZone or your nearest auto parts store. So yeah, so I would do that in the future, but for right now, just trying to piece it all together, because it looks like it's about to rain. And also these right here help protect the wires. These I don't know the name. If you know the name of this, leave a comment down below. It protects the wire, because the dude lay on the engine bay, and not the engine bay, but the top of the engine, and get real hot, so it could damage the wire. I don't know, but that's how it came. So I always put this back on, you know, replace the old part, replace what I took off. So I would do that. And yeah, it is now 2 o'clock. So by me, I started at 12. By me making this video and doing everything, all the problems that well, it wasn't even a lot of problems, but everything that I ran into, you know, I got done in 2 hours. Now for you, don't panic, it won't be no 2 hours. You know, if you just got common sense, or not even common sense, but if you just follow step-by-step instructions on other people's YouTube videos that's about like 3 minutes long or 5 minutes long, then you'll get the gist. But mine is for like beginners. So if you looking for a quick fix in 3-minute videos, this probably wouldn't be it. But yeah, so I'm gonna fasten everything down, turn the car on, and go back home, because currently I'm in middle of nowhere. But well, I ain't gonna say middle of nowhere, but yeah. So I'm gonna put all this back together and turn it on, and then yeah, so stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for the crank up. And yeah, so I figure I had some more of this wire protection thing in the car. It is called wire conduit. And so my old one was so brittle and breaking and stuff, so I had some in the trunk of my car, so I just replaced it with new one, and secured it with electrical phase tape. So yeah, I'm finna crank it up. Oh, and if you do want to decide to take your disconnect your negative battery terminal, I use a 10mm deep socket to get it off. Everything look good. So I'm finna crank it up and see what it do. It's up and running. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So there you have it, folks. 2010 Chevy Impala. Oh, and another thing about the tools, like, don't be cheap. You know, go ahead and buy you the magnet, because me in my younger days, I used to be cheap, but when it comes to losing stuff, screws and stuff falling down in the engine, you don't know where it's at, can't find it, you know, it's just the best to go out and just buy you exactly what you need. So yeah, because our job could take you an hour, could take you like 6 hours, so all the mechanics can agree to that part. So go ahead and just buy you what you need, what's gonna make the job more safer, more time efficient. That, and then also, it's a big financial tip. These are limited lifetime warranty, which means, if you don't know what that means, that anytime you replace it on the same vehicle, you can get your money back. So I'm gonna take these back up to O'Reilly's and give them back return my old spark plugs and get my money back. So really, I didn't pay $60 for these. Well, I did at first, but because it's got a limited lifetime warranty, I don't have to pay that price ever again. So I paid it this time because I had to take out my old spark plugs and replace them with my new ones. So, but put the old spark plugs back in here, take the receipt back, get my money back in, which is almost left from me. Get my money back, and that's $60 saved right there. No, let's see. These spark plugs cost me $48.99 plus tax, so I'm gonna get that money back. because it's a limited lifetime warranty on that. And that goes for really, I'm just speaking on just cars, car parts in general. Like with brakes, you can get limited lifetime warranty on those, which a lot of people don't know about if you change your own brakes. So that's money saved. And then also with other things like battery, you get a core charge for that. Alternator, you get a core charge for that. So don't just go in, just spend your money and just dump off the old part. Make sure that it's not, don't have a limited lifetime warranty on it before you throw it away, because you could be saving yourself a lot of money. And make sure you like and subscribe to this video. Tell your friends, tell your loved ones, tell your dog, tell your cattle, tell the aliens. Like and subscribe. Try to get this video, try to get my subscribers up. So yeah, I'm just looking out to help other people save a couple dollars or two. Signing off, over and out. And another tip, you pay cash, because sometimes if you swipe your debit or credit card, they will put it back on your debit or credit card, which may be back on there immediately. Some might take 2 or 3 days, or some might go wrong with the system, and you never get in. You have to keep checking your account to make sure you got reimbursed your money. So it's always good to pay in cash what you get. Sometimes you swipe your debit card and you take the part back and get your money back. Sometimes they do give you cash instead of putting it back on your debit card. But some part stores is not like that. They're like, you use your debit card, so we're gonna put it back on there. If you pay cash, they gotta give you cash. So it just go hand in hand. My car not hesitating no more. Like sometimes when your car be jumping, like misfiring, as they would say, sometimes it's the spark plugs. I would say majority of the times it's the spark plugs, let you know your spark plugs is wearing out. And these are what my spark plugs look like. They still got life in them. They not. I seen some that was well worse off than that. Well, worse than this. But my car not, jumping no more. It's not hesitating when it's in idle. When I'm just sitting there like at a stop sign, a red light, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, these are what they look like. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the video. Help your boy out, you feel me? Cause I'm trying to come up. But yeah, for real though, help a brother out. Oh, and then another tip, it's best to try to stick with the same auto parts store, because like if you do got like limited lifetime warranty or lifetime warranty parts, and you shopping at all the auto parts store and you lose your receipts, now you got to go to all the auto parts store and try to figure out where you got the part. So I mean, I don't shop just at one just for all my particular thing, but usually like car parts, I shop at one auto parts store. But like if I'm trying to get a tool or might need some oil or something, yeah, of course I can shop anywhere for that. But like for all my parts, I try to pick one. My auto parts that's got limited lifetime warranty attached to it, or a lifetime warranty. I try to stick with one auto parts store. So that's another good helpful tip, because sometimes you will lose your receipt and now you got to figure out where you got the part from if you don't remember. So it's another helpful gem.